Hey everyone, welcome back to Sham's Makeup Artistry, and in today's video I'm gonna share with you guys my favorites and not so favorites from Pixi Beauty. As some of you may already know that I do receive packages from Pixi Beauty, so I've been trying out a lot of stuffs, a lot of new products from them, and also some are like pretty much has been quite some time. So I wanted to actually share with you guys what are the products that have worked out for me from Pixi Beauty and what other products are not so favorite of mine. So I'm just going to go very randomly, and I thought of splitting this to part 1 and part 2 so that it doesn't get way long. So without a further ado, let's just get started. So I do have a couple of face products that I like to share with you guys, face and eyes. So let's get started with this one. The very first one here is the Maryam Pixi Beauty palette. This is the Strobe and Bronze Glow and Bronze palette. So I do not want to butcher her last name, so I just don't want to pronounce it. So this one does come with 3 highlighters and then 3 bronzing shades. So pretty much the last shade, it's like a highlighting shade for deeper skin tones. So I have given this a go. I'm not so much of a fan of the bronzing shade because it doesn't really go well with my skin tone. It is pretty light on my skin tone and it kind of looks muddy on me. If you guys can see, it looks like a camel shade more than like a bronzy brown shade on me. So I'm not a fan of these 2 bronze shades. The highlighters, however, does work very nice on the skin. They do not wear like a bam bam kind of highlighter, but they do wear like a very decent kind of highlighter on my skin tone. But when I look at this overall, I may just keep it to like their individual highlighter. They do have individual highlighters, so this one is not like a must have for me. Moving on to the next one is also by Maryam, and this is the Strobe and Sculpt Highlighter and Contour Palette. So this was a bronzing palette which had some highlighters in it, and this one, where else, is a Sculpt and Contouring palette, and it also comes with 3 highlighters in them. So for me, this one worked much better than the first one that I shared with you guys. Let me just open it. Like, it's kind of like destroying my nails whenever I'm opening up this palette. So so these are the shades that is in the second palette that I'm sharing with you guys right now. So these are the shades that is in the Strobe and Sculpt Highlight and Contour palette. The contouring, yet again, is not my absolute favorite. I kind of like using this as an eyeshadow shade, like on my crease area. And then the 3 shades right here, I personally do not like this one because it does look yellow, but when I apply it on my skin, it doesn't really look that nice. It kind of looks like a dirty yellow on my skin tone for my under eye area, so I don't really prefer this one. And I do like the 2 highlighting shades, so it's like a hit or miss with this particular palette as well, because some of the shade I like them, some of the shade not so, but I would not be reaching out for this that much, so I would probably skip on this one too. The next one that I'm going to share with you is the Pixi ITSJUDYTIME eyeshadow palette. This one is definitely a must-have. If there's one product that you like to pick up from the Judy's collection, definitely check out this one, because the eyeshadows in this particular palette wears equivalent to any other affordable eyeshadow palette like Colourpop, like Morphe. They do wear pretty well on the eye area, and it's a beautiful neutral palette. This is good enough for you to create an everyday neutral look and also a smoky look. So I'll definitely suggest you guys to try out this one. If there is one thing that you like to try out, you definitely want to try out this one. And I have been really liking this one. Like, for an everyday kind of look, I try to reach out for a very neutral shade at the moment. I'm kind of like enjoying the bronzy, smoky eye look recently, so I've been picking out this palette a lot. And these shades, again, it's really beautifully pigmented, and I really like them. So they are easily blendable as well. Even the matte eyeshadows, they're pretty pigmented, so I've been really enjoying this particular palette. The next one in the list is their Pixi Rosy Radiant Eye Shade, Brow Shades, Face Shade palette. This one is not my favorite. I personally do not see myself reaching out for it. I kind of felt like the highlighting shades are pretty light on my skin tone, except for the last one right here, and I do not reach out for any of the eye or brow shades on the side here. So this palette has been just laying right there in my vanity, and I do not see myself reaching out for it. So this is not a must-have in my opinion. I kind of felt like the shades were kind of boring. At the same time, it doesn't really match my skin tone. Up next is Pixi ITSJUDYTIME. This is their Get the Look It's Lip Time. This one, definite must-have. I am actually wearing one of the shade on my lips right now. I've been really liking this formulas. Of course, the lighter shades are not really my go-to because I do have like a deeper skin tone. But from the second row to the last row is definitely a wearable shade on my skin tone, and I do like the formula of them. Like I mentioned, I'm actually wearing this particular shade on my lips. Of course, this palette is not like travel friendly, especially when you're going on errands and then you want to touch up your lipstick. This definitely is not something that you can carry everywhere that you go, but if you're traveling, this one palette will do it all. Of course, again, for touch-ups you need something else, but I've been really liking this particular shade. Even if you're doing bridal or you're doing classes, you can just get this one palette and work on with all the shades that are in this particular palette. They are all very, very wearable, and they do not feel tacky or dry on the lips. They do wear pretty well on the lips. So now let's move on to some skincare. On my second part, I'll continue with some of the makeup products they do have. I'll just go very randomly. So the next one that I like to share with you guys is of course their Glow Mist. This one, I swear by it, during the days my skin feels dehydrated. I do suffer from dryness, especially on my under eye area, and also right here on my nose area I do have dryness. Sometimes when I put on makeup, they do end up looking patchy because of the dryness. So what I do is I just spray this over my face area, and there the dryness just disappears away. So I've been really enjoying this particular Glow Mist. I do have a couple of their mists that I'm going to share with you guys. They pretty much work equally the same. The next one that I'm going to share with you is their Vitamin Wakeup Mist. This one, the claim of it is definitely true. Wake Up Makeup Mist. It just refreshes the skin so much. It does contain orange blossom and citrus extract, so that makes it like very refreshing. And the scent itself is really refreshing. So I definitely like this one. Moving on to the next spray, which I truly swear upon, and you guys have to check this out if you can find them at the store. It has to be the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. This one, on the days that I feel that my makeup looks heavier than usual or yellower than usual, I just want to tone it down. I just spray this all over my face and it just calms down the look on my face area, and I really love this one. I do have tons of makeup setting sprays in my vanity, but this one is something that is so affordable. At the same time, it works wonders. It does contain rose water and green tea. Amazing stuff. One stuff that I'll recommend from Pixi, the best of the best, is their Makeup Fixing Mist. The next one that I like to share is the Beauty Sleep Cream. This one is something that I really love. Like in the drugstore, there are certain products that are always lean towards. The Neutrogena Hydro Boost line is one of my most favorite, and when it comes to the next one at the drugstore, it has to be the Pixi Beauty Sleep Cream. This one keeps your skin so moisturized. Like I mentioned, I do suffer from dry skin, so I tend to layer up my skincare product before I go to sleep. So this has to be one of it. I put on my acne cream. Right now I do not suffer from acne, but I do have leftover marks, so I'm actually working on those. So I have to put on my acne cream, and then I put on this one, and then I continue with my other skincare regimen. And whenever I do not have the other product, I can just use this one, and it keeps my skin so moisturized and no dryness at all. Of course, this one I tend not to use it under my eye area, so for my under eye area, of course, I have to work with other skincare products. The next one that I like to share with you is the Glowtion Day Dew. This one, it definitely adds a glow to your skin. If you guys have oily skin, I personally would not recommend this. Of course, it's going to make you really oily. But if you have dry skin, before you put on your foundation, you can apply this one and it gives you a very natural glow on the skin. Even if I just put a squat of it at the back of my hands, you can see that it does have like a luminosity to my hands. So it does wear very beautifully below a foundation if you tend to have like a dry skin. I personally would not recommend this even for a combination skin because it would tend to make you overly glowy. But for dry skin, it's definitely a must try. The next one here is their Fiber Lengthy Mascara. This one is not my favorite because when it comes to fiber mascaras, I kind of feel that it just gets into the eye. Each and every fiber that is in this particular wand, it gets into the eye and it totally messes up the eye. Like irritates my eye so much because I do have like a sensitive eye. Even when it comes to lashes, I tend not to wear them very frequently unless it's really needed because it irritates my eye. So it is with these fiber mascaras, like not only from Pixi, even from any other brand, it doesn't work out for me. And this one either. I did give it a try to see if it works out something different comparing it to any other fiber mascaras, but it did not. So I personally would not recommend anyone trying out a fiber mascara because it would really irritate your eye. And the next one is a lower lash mascara. This one is definitely a must try. Like my favorite lower lash mascara is the MAC Giga Lash Mascara. If I'm not wrong, don't quote me on that, but that one is really good for the lower lash area, and I also like the Clinique one for the lower lash area, and this one has to be an affordable one that I really like. It does come with a tiny little wand and then you just have to apply this on the lower lid. On a day that I'm really on a rush and I want to apply very little mascara, I just use this on the top lash as well. And it does work for me. So I'll personally recommend this Black Detail Lower Lash Mascara by Pixi. So that was it in the part 1. I'll definitely be coming back to share with you guys my part 2 of Pixi Beauties. Till my very next one, stay beautiful both inside and out. Give me a thumbs up, share all the love and support, and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.